Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. We have an incredible episode today. We have Dr. Shivani Patel, who's the owner of 32 Dental. We get into all kinds of things, anything tooth-related, mouth-related, tongue-related, we get into it. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. I'm Dr. Randy here with Dr. Tom. As always, thanks for listening. We have a great guest today. We have Dr. Shivani Patel, or if you ask Siri, it says Dr. Shivani Patel.
Hey.
And thanks for being on the show. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you've been a dentist for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're old
Thanks.
enough to do it.
I just got a facial on Friday. Thanks.
Yeah,
Just
look
glowing.
great. So you always wanted to be a dentist. You were just obsessed with teeth.
False.
Oh,
False. Very false statement. I was a nerd growing up. I was the nerd in my family, math and science whiz. Knew I wanted to do something in medicine, but I also wanted to own a business. And here's the irony. I do both now.
yep.
Own my own business and I'm a dentist.
Two full-time jobs,
good
basically.
choice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Definitely.
When you think of nerds in the doctor scale, like if you were ranking doctors nerdiest to like coolest,
Mhm.
and I'll
Ooh.
so I'll say MDs, PhDs, PTs, dentists, and chiropractors.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And I'll
Give me the,
throw optometrists in there, too.
Optometrists.
Oh, yeah.
Go dorkiest to coolest.
Dorkiest. Probably, I hate to confess, but I think dentist.
Really?
We are
Yeah.
some strange people.
I would put you guys up there.
Yeah, we're
But
up there.
And there's a difference in the specialties, too.
Yeah.
Like the
oh,
more
yeah.
specialized, the more dorky for sure.
Ortho, nerd alert.
Yes. yes. And then chiropractor's probably coolest. Would you
Y'all
go?
are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
How'd
compared.
y'all get away with that?
They let a few other dorks in, I guess.
Wait, this is our show. So, all right. So you were a nerd. Is there a difference between a nerd and a dork and a geek in your mind? Are they all kind of the same?
I think for me, they're all the same. I checked off all the boxes. Tom, did you see my post that I put on Instagram of me as a kid?
I not only did I see
Straight
it,
up cowgirl.
I screenshot it, and you were using this for your episode.
You have to start somewhere. I mean, I had them. Coke bottles, crooked teeth, hairy girl, frizzy hair. I think I checked nerd, dork, geek all off at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're the person that someone who hasn't seen you for 15 years, they saw you in middle school, then they see you now and they almost break their neck looking at you.
You should have seen the comments back, especially from my high school and middle school friends. They were like, you got to be kidding me. And even some of Jay's family, they were like, that's not you. Yeah, it was.
Oh.
When did you feel like you just started to blossom and just change?
To
Was
not
there-
be a dork.
Yeah. Was there like a moment where you're like,
Probably in college.
yeah,
Yeah.
Coastal Carolina,
USC. Gamecock.
USC.
Gamecock.
Wait, how do you?
I don't know Perry.
Oh, you went to
Sumter.
Sumter
Yeah.
High School.
Yep.
Gotcha. Did you know that?
No, but I know that Perry Parks likes every one of your posts immediately.
He's like a little brother
I've never
to me.
seen
Here's
never seen a
great
post on
story.
Instagram that he didn't immediately like of yours.
This is how close we are to Perry. Shivani and I, twins, obviously, we had a summer birthday, Geminis, and we had a birthday party coming up, sometime in the summer. We weren't in school, so it was like, maybe our friends will come, maybe they won't. We get a ring at the doorbell on a random Saturday, and we're like, what's going on? And my mom says, Perry's here. And I was like, why? And he's like holding a little bag or a box or something. And Perry was a dweeb. He was skinny and tiny. And it was so funny. So we go to the door and we're like, hey, man, what's up? He goes, I'm here for the party. We're like, nah, dude, next week. That's my
And how old is he? This is it. Like
This was like in middle school.
Middle school?
We were like when you were eating
Yeah.
Skittles in the driveway, like,
Yeah.
just goofing as kids. Yeah. And then he went to Coastal and he came back and just came by to visit. And my mom goes, somebody's at the door. And we're like, who? And she goes, I think it's Perry, but he looks really big. So when he like beefed up after college.
right.
Yeah. So that's our Perry
That's
story.
how you know Perry.
Yeah. That's it.
Now I want to talk about all kinds of. I have tons of dentist questions.
Okay.
In fact, I brought tools.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I brought my portable
Yes.
water pick, which
Yes.
was I think was suggested by one of your hygienists.
Yes.
Because I don't floss very well.
Okay.
Now-
You and the rest of the world.
Now, just so the world knows, you're my dentist, so
Okay.
they know that.
Yeah.
And you floss every day, though, you told us.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every night. every night.
Which I do want to talk about. I want to get some clarity on like flossing because do you really
Look at all this.
do you really need to floss every single day? I want the audience to know.
Okay, this is
The
my
truth.
challenge to everybody.
Okay.
Floss a couple of teeth and then smell that piece of string.
Oh my God, I've done that.
It's so
Yeah.
gross. I know.
It smells like
So
manure.
the answer is yeah.
Mhm.
You have to floss every night.
Is that just for like you're just like
it smells
things
like
are just-
manure. Let's go back to that. What
like-
have you been eating?
like more like dog? I think it's more like dog shit. To be honest,
If you eat a beef stick during the day, it's
Like
going to smell
fresh.
bad.
Ugh.
yeah, I think it's like meat stays in there and
Mhm.
just
It
rots.
kind of just hangs out. Yeah. No, it's nasty. You want to get that off your teeth every night is ideal. Some people are like, can I do 3 times a week? I'm like, sure, you can wash your hands like 1 time a day too.
Good
Like,
point.
Your choice. Your
Okay,
choice.
so flossing is very important. Okay, does the water pick do what the string does?
No.
Really?
Nope.
All right.
I wish I'd brought my teeth models. So the string will go in between
Yeah.
where your teeth touch. And ideally, you're supposed to floss all the way down.
To the gum in the
Mm,
gum.
Yep, in the gum. Most people that are not in the dental world do not floss all the way down. So we just go here. So the water pick goes here,
Mm.
all the way down.
So the water pick's better
An adjunct.
or not? Oh no, you're saying it needs to go deeper.
Yeah. I make a deal with my patients because, sometimes wheeling and dealing is how you get things done. I tell them you can use the little picky things,
Yeah,
those little in-betweeny picks, and a water pick.
and that'll do the trick.
That'll do the trick.
Are there? But there's more powerful ones. Megan has
Mhm.
a more powerful plug-in deal. Does that get deeper?
You don't want it to like really pressure wash your
Get in there and
mouth.
rip it.
You got to be careful. Waterpick has a plug-in version and a cordless. I have a Sonicare air flosser, which is the same thing. It's like cordless, has a little
It's
bottle.
just air.
Well, no, it has a bottle of
Oh,
deeper water
oh,
and stuff in. Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
warm water, Listerine. Go to town, make a mess, and then
Okay.
clean your mirror.
Sonicare is the BMW of tooth care.
I mean, maybe I'm bougie. I think so.
I think so too. I got a Sonicare toothbrush and it's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you
All
have
right,
the
so-
diamond one, the good one?
I think it was like
Now, I'm sponsored.
Let's see what
$160.
Tom's got.
My
over there.
sponsorship's Oral B IO.
That's
Oh,
like
God.
the
Oh God,
Toyota
the
Corolla.
Series 7. Is this a Corolla?
It's not a Corolla. I don't
Look
love
at all
Oral
the-
B. I have all of my teeth and I have a
Ugh.
small head. That big old round thing does not reach behind my wisdom teeth. So I like some Team Sonicare.
So you want smaller when you're working on your teeth. I always
Mhm.
thought bigger.
No.
So like those big. I bought one of those big
The
head tooth.
massive ones for
Yes.
horses?
Yeah.
No.
Is that what they're for?
I mean, or to clean your
I thought they
kitchen
were
sink or your
awesome.
car tires.
Yeah, I thought they were great. Now with this,
Yeah,
and I'm
this,
sure
this one even looks kind of like cheap and
No,
this
actually,
is
come on, man.
plastic.
That's
Ch-
nice.
This is
you put a
expensive.
Sonicare beside that
No, no,
thing,
no, no.
and that thing
I
does
would-
not look good.
I guarantee
nice.
this is more expensive than Randy's Sonicare whatever product he's got.
I don't know.
$160.
So here's this.
I think this was
Oral B gives
maybe
us one.
120.
Okay, it's fair. Oral B gives us free toothbrushes as dental professionals. Sonicare makes us buy them, which I think is extremely disrespectful. Sonicare,
right.
Because I sell a bunch of them, but Oral B is nice. It's just the brush head. I don't like that round.
Gotcha. Now,
No.
all the settings on these. Yours has
There's
settings
so
too.
many. Yeah,
Do they do anything differently?
pressure.
Like this says daily clean, then there's sensitive, there's whitening, there's gum care,
I mean,
there's
it might be a
intense.
tiny difference in vibration, but that's about it. Like,
That's what I think.
I think it's
feel
a
like
gimmick. It makes you want to really buy it because you have options.
because
People like
I would
options.
just stay on the one that I would want. Like I would just
Yeah.
do whitening the whole
Right.
time if that's what I.
Does that one stop brushing if you push too hard?
It lights up.
Yeah.
So like as you're going,
Yeah.
I think it's a pressure sensitive
Yep,
thing.
good.
So you
That's
want it to be
important.
real gentle.
Yeah. I always tell people use the death grip and then peel off some fingers.
So like this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, use one more finger.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Columbia Family Chiropractic, with 3 easy-to-get-to locations, one in Forest Acres, which is by Trader Joe's, one in O'Neill Court by the DMV, and one in the Northeast by Sand Hills. You'll be sure to have somewhere near you. They offer a ton of services from corrective care, on-site digital x-rays, spinal decompression for bulging or herniated discs, dry needling for injuries, pediatric care, and a Class 4 laser. They accept all your major insurances. And if you mention this ad, you'll get a discount on your first appointment. Check out their website at cfc4health.com or Google Columbia Family Chiropractic. That's cfc4health.com.
And you just said it there. I think because I always used to
Don't
be
brush
I
with
used
it.
to be
Yeah.
this and this.
Uh-uh.
And I didn't trust the vibrating ones. This is
Yeah.
kind of a
Yeah,
newer,
I get
or
that.
newish in the last like 5 years
Once
for me.
you
But
go there and learn it, that's it.
Mhm.
That's it. I think you've done good with your toothbrush choice. How often do you
Okay,
change your
good.
brush head out?
Now, see, that's another
Oof.
thing. I don't. When should you? Because I
Every
feel
three,
like
every 3 months.
3 months. No way. I do it maybe once every 2 years.
Yeah,
I
me
think.
too.
Cool. No.
Is that because I mean, there's
You
black
use it-
stuff that literally falls out of that. Is that mold?
That is
and-
mold.
See that we're here to learn. We're here to learn during all of this.
I switch when mine's old. I switch it out with my wife's, and then
You use your
She's-
wife's?
Wait.
Like your wife's head?
yeah.
Oh God.
Sometimes she'll be like, "Did you use my toothbrush today?" I'm like,
wet.
"Yeah, I did."
It's
Whenever my head
Now-
whenever my head runs out, then I use hers until she switches them both. I think
You're
Let's
stunned.
stop doing that.
what
You're stunned right now with that.
I'm sure you get that all the time.
No.
That's abnormal?
Only
It's
at-
just you.
It weirds her out.
It's just, yeah, because she doesn't want your tooth goo in her mouth.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, Tom's got mold on his.
right.
I
I'm
got
trying to give him
dog
some
poop.
tips
I think
here.
there's all kinds of stuff. Now, all right. Here's the other thing on the
Okay.
brushes. So what I think you told me use like soft, not medium,
Mhm.
correct? Or anything higher. Then why are they making firm and these other styles?
Because
If-
we live in America and it's all about the consumer.
But so the consumer just doesn't know, so they're getting
People
freaking
think tougher is better, like just scrape away your poor teeth. And no wonder people are all sensitive.
right.
Yeah.
Does it and it just rips up the gums? Is that
Well,
primarily what it does?
Right where the crown of your tooth meets your gums is the most fragile part of your tooth. There's barely any enamel there. And as you wear away, you're not only causing recession, but you're also causing the enamel rods to break
Right.
away. And it's
Okay.
just like people have notches sometimes. I've got a couple because I'm a clencher. You know,
Do you wear a mouth guard? Because I want to
every night.
every
Do
night.
you?
Mhm.
So see, you got Megan one of these mouth
Oh,
guards.
look.
Now tell me how romantic this is in the middle of the night where you just turn over and you got this in your wife or spouse's mouth. How's that work?
I mean, it's great. I guess. I mean, unless she's like mouth breathing like dragon breath all over
well,
you.
it's like to talk to me. It's like, hey, it's
Why
like,
are you talking in the middle of the night?
what if I'm trying to like nestle up to her and say,
Oh.
hey, baby.
And she's
what
like,
are you- hey, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm sleeping with a. I'm sleeping with a mouth guard. That's what it's like.
That's
Oh,
fair.
she's gonna love that part of the podcast.
Jay and I both wear guards. I mean, you just kind of make it work. Because listen, I don't have
You d-
time for a broken tooth. Who's going to fix my tooth? That's two
Right.
dentists out.
Right. He's a
Forget about it.
dentist?
No. I'm just saying if I
Oh,
broke
oh,
a tooth,
oh,
I
oh.
need my schedule to be clear and a
And
dentist
someone
friend's
else.
schedule to be clear.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. We should
He's
use
not a
that.
dentist.
Do you think clenching is from stress?
100%.
I do too.
We teach mindfulness. I'm like, hey, get a meditation app, read a book, turn off your phone. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Because I found that some people even will tell me. I mean, I don't do anything with it, but they tell me when they're stressed, they grind their teeth
Yeah,
constantly.
My neck hurts, my jaw hurts,
Yeah,
everything hurts,
everything.
my ears hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is weird because you don't always realize that you're stressed until the thing that's stressing you out goes away, and then you're like,
"Oh,
wait, why
good."
do I feel so good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think everybody should have a mouth guard at some level? Like who doesn't?
Uh,
Good question.
That's a great question. I don't think we should tell everybody to have a mouth guard. I think everybody should have a therapist and have stress
work out
reduction.
the real stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't we
I think
identify
that's
the
a
root
necessity.
cause?
Yeah. Let's go deeper. Yeah.
All right, nice.
So if someone's clenching their jaw, and here's why I'm asking this, because I've seen the Jawzerciser ads that are everywhere, and sometimes I'm looking at myself like I need to get my lateral pterygoids just
Gone.
bigger. No.
Oh, bigger?
Yeah.
He's
You know the
working on
how Zac Efron got the implants for his jaw?
To replace teeth.
No, just in general, so that they look better.
almost like calf implants,
yeah,
like Randy has.
it's like bicep curls for your jaw, for your masseter.
Because he wants to look meatier. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
look at me.
yeah.
I did not know that.
That's not I think Mark Wahlberg's done it too.
Sounds
But it's
about right.
happening. Yeah, it's happening where a stronger jaw looks better.
More
I think
masculine.
aesthetically on a
More
guy.
masculine. Yeah.
So these Jawzercisers, you basically put it in your mouth and you clench, but it seems like it would be bad for your teeth.
Is
but
this
I didn't-
considered like weightlifting for your mouth? So
Yeah.
you're- oh my God, no, don't do that.
I've seen these too. The
Is-
little ball, the balls you're talking about
Yeah.
that you chew. You like, yeah.
Yes.
You haven't seen that? Oh,
No.
But you get it. I think it does make a difference. It makes you stronger.
redefines
Yeah,
it.
but then you're going to tear up your joint.
Well, the argument is that we have so many soft foods, everything's cooked, everything's soft, that your jaw never really gets a workout. So as you get older, you basically just atrophy out all the muscles in your jaw.
That is strange. But also, we
All right.
don't eat chips and popcorn and nuts.
Right.
My patients
Nuts,
complain when
yeah.
I tell them, hey, you have to eat soft foods for a couple of weeks until we get your whatever back. I can't
Good
live
point.
like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, cashews are nuts and they're soft, figure it out. But most of our patients eat crunchy ice crunchers, all that. Come on. Yeah.
What's a crunchy ice cruncher?
Like ice crunchers. Like people are eating crunchy foods. People are ice crunchers.
Like candy. Oh,
Like
ice.
The Sonic ice
Yeah.
is the thing, apparently. Everybody loves the Sonic ice.
Oh, from the restaurant?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know about Sonic ice. I mean, I know it exists,
Whoa,
but
they put something in it that people like it.
No,
Some
it's
sort
just
of
probably a
magic.
shape. We've
Yeah,
you could tell
it
we
is a shape.
haven't been there.
I barely know what Sonic is.
fast food. Yeah.
Yeah, it's where they have the roller skates come out and
Do they
bring
still
it to
do
you?
that?
I don't know about the
I don't know,
roller.
I think I saw that in a
Do
movie.
they? You know,
Sometimes they do.
So it's an option. You can add that.
That sounds
your
fun.
meal.
Push button 2 for the skater to come out.
All right, now I want to stay on so brushing. If I brush at night, why am I brushing in the morning?
You really don't have to.
Really?
Mhm.
So if I
Because
go,
your breath is terrible.
is it? But if say you just did
Well-
mouthwash,
Or do you scrape your tongue?
I don't have a tongue scraper,
You got to get
but
one.
I do the toothbrush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tongue scraper's cool. It's really cool when you eat colorful food.
What
Like
comes
red
off
wine.
of that? Is it?
Just like I scrape my tongue after I drink wine. I'm like, oh, it's purple.
Oh,
It's just because your tongue is spongy like a little carpet, right? Like it's not smooth and everything gets stuck in there. So you
Almost
just
like
scrape it.
squeegee in the floor,
Yep.
if you will.
Yep.
Okay.
what does it look like?
It looks like a little.
Is it like a
blade,
wire?
Almost like a pen, but like a flat. It's like a little flat thing.
And you reuse it. you
Yeah,
only
I
need
wash
one.
mine and reuse it. Yeah.
So you can get away with once a day teeth brushing then.
If you're gonna brush once, please make it at night. Yeah.
And then what about the people that brush in the morning right when they wake up before they eat? Like they wake up, brush, then eat, then leave. Is that what you do?
I do that too. He was trying to make fun of me, and that's what I do.
I was
too.
setting that up to make fun of him, and then so
Well, now you got
but-
two of us to make fun
So do you?
of.
Yes,
But
and
do you
Ella does it
rebrush?
too.
Do you rebrush? My wife does it too.
No.
Why are we really?
I wake up,
So then you got
wash my face,
your-
scrape my tongue in the morning, just because we don't know what was chilling on there. Take my retainers out, do a little quick brush, like a
Just
quick
a-
brush, just
Mhm.
freshen up a little bit.
Mhm.
But I don't really eat until later in the day. That's probably not the best habit of mine.
Right.
But,
Well, that's because that's what I was wondering. Is I wait until I eat or drink coffee or whatever, and then brush.
and
to
then
leave
you've gone
them.
about your day, and then you've forgotten, and next thing you know, you forgot to brush
And
today.
then maybe you just
Yeah,
knock out that
does
one
happen.
one at night.
We do get that from some of our patients. They're like, man, I work from home, and I don't think I brushed today. And I'm like, ooh.
Well, so, all right. Can you overbrush? Like, there's people out there that brush after
Yeah.
every meal, and that seems like
Yeah, there's a whole acid thing that you don't want to brush immediately after meals. You want your mouth to neutralize 20 minutes later. So I guess you could overbrush, but I think our societal problem is underbrushing.
right.
I went to a Greenville Swamp Rabbits hockey game, and
Yeah.
they had a trivia thing that said what percentage of people statistically here would not have brushed their teeth, and it was
God.
insane. I think it was 22% or something
Ew.
crazy.
Ew, they didn't brush all day.
It's like 1 out of
Gross.
4. Yeah.
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 I don't know why that's a thing because, this is what I tell, especially my pediatric patients. I'm like, would you go to bed with syrup on your hands? No.
Right.
And I'm like, well, it's all over your teeth. The
That's a good.
fuzzies.
That's a good
Yeah.
visual.
Yeah.
Well, all right. What about kids? Because so the kids at what age, and it's sometimes hard. They have stuff. My son, I think, sometimes goes to sleep with literally syrup on his face, and it's like
Yeah.
I can't get it
No,
off.
that's hard. I agree. I just had my nephews over the weekend and I was like, all right, guys, bath, brush, bed. And they
Mhm.
know it. They know their little system.
Right.
So I think the younger the better. Get them used to it.
Just get
Yeah.
a toothbrush in there because I don't think he's really brushing. He's like drinking water and
he's
then just
goofing.
eating the.
Yeah, he's goofing.
Yeah.
Toothpaste.
My youngest daughter did that.
They have those disclosing tablets that they chew them and it turns all the plaque a certain color.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I posted it a few months ago and I've actually got some friends that message me. They're like, dude, my kid can't live without these tablets now.
Really?
It's supposed to be an adjunct. Yeah, they just use it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had that when I was little. The dentist did it to me. He said, "Oh,
Yep.
you brush your teeth." Yes.
And then you
did
see all the
it.
little fuzzy stuff
Yep,
all
all
over.
over.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the first teeth too? Like, are they really that important in the long run?
Yes, for
They are?
growth.
Really?
Yeah. If you start losing them, then your jaw just not going to expand properly. And also, like, you need to save space for your adult teeth. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a tricky conundrum to watch kids'
Right.
growth. Like, I wish I'd have brought some pictures. It's wild to see a Panorex of like a 6-year-old. There's just teeth
How it
everywhere.
expands and everything.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, because if they get a cavity in one of those teeth, don't you kind of think just let it go? Like, should you
No.
recommend fixing those?
It depends on how old and how big it is. It's like really a time specific thing. Like if the tooth is about to come out, sure, let it come out. But kids miss a lot of school for toothaches.
Really?
Yeah, they miss a lot of school for toothaches. So the goal is to keep them in school.
Is
Don't
that
miss learning.
what
Right.
population has the worst teeth? Like, or like age group? I guess. I'm
Mm.
guessing.
The age group that misses going to the dentist the most is 20 to 30.
Really?
We graduate college. We're trying to
just don't
find
think
jobs. We have
about-
no money. We don't have
Right.
insurance. We just got kicked off our parents, kind of
For
thing.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the group that doesn't go. I don't know who has the worst. That's an interesting question. I don't know. Because some kids are like, man, you got good teeth. This is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some adults, I'm like, did you brush this year?
Right.
So have you said that to a person?
I try to be
can
very
see it
honest with my
definitely.
Yeah.
patients. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, what are we doing? I had an attending at the hospital. He was like, you need to ask them what end of the toothbrush they're using to brush with.
That's funny.
Growing up, it was always the thing to me that dentists, and I think the landscape is changing, but that dentists were kind of grumpy old men.
Yeah.
And you were scared to go because they were going to be mad at you, and then the
Mhm.
hygienist was going to floss your teeth so hard
To a
that
bloody
it
massacre.
hurt. They just loved it to hurt so bad and tell you what a bad job you're doing, and it was terrible.
That's bad. I actually went to a bunch of courses and they were like, stop yelling at adults. Like, be nice to adults. I dish out compliments. Like, your teeth look good, man. You're doing good. Like, you look great.
Yep.
Because people want to hear more of that. But I'm also honest, like, hey, look, I take pictures and show them and let them kind of just form their own opinions.
I think it's good what the dental world,
Yeah.
in general,
It's
is
much
doing.
kinder, yeah.
Much kinder. Yeah. I think
You're
it's
like,
nice.
you didn't do
I
what
don't
you're
know why
supposed
that
to
was
do.
funny.
I just have
just getting so
nightmares
nice.
being like, oh, I'm just gonna go
Like,
like
here
see
we
my
go.
grumpy old dentist that's gonna yell at me, and now it's like I'm gonna go see my fun, cute dentist that's gonna be nice to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of our appointments, if you're doing good, we're just chit-chatting about life.
Right?
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. What is a good regimen then? Just so that people know. Say it's the night brush.
Mhm.
Walk us through your regimen. How long does it take to go from start to finish?
Good question. My night regimen. What do I do first? I tongue scrape first.
Okay.
Then I'll floss. Then I'll brush and rinse with water. I actually do not use mouthwash. I don't like
Nice.
the flavorings. I'm like, ew.
You floss
gross.
before brushing?
Yeah.
Yes,
Loosen-
dude.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
I even know that.
You do?
Yeah. Because what if you brushed and then
Uh-huh.
you started loosening stuff up and you get a hunk of meat that just
Uh-huh.
dribbles out?
Then it's just floating around in the abyss.
I did them at two separate times. Like I'll brush my teeth right after dinner, and then I'll floss like before I go to bed.
And then maybe brush again after you
Yes.
floss.
Twice? All right.
Goodness. All right.
At least you have a regimen.
This is good. Yeah, I
You
I
gotta
like
play
this.
it.
What I like about the portable deal though is I'll take this in the shower.
That's what we tell everybody at nighttime. Shower.
That's what got me doing anything because I would
Nice.
always walk in and just say like, I just don't. I might have flossed like the week I knew I had an appointment. I'm like, all right, I probably should do.
And we know,
yeah,
dude.
of
We
course.
know. Like we can tell. I'm like, when did you start flossing? Yesterday.
Yeah. That's why I'm
We can
bleeding all
tell.
over the place.
Yeah, we can tell. We can tell chronic inflammation, and yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
But I like your regimen. It's good.
Thanks.
What's some of the worst teeth that you like? Do you like working on really bad teeth? And what are some of the worst you've seen?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Like, would you rather a really nice set of teeth come in, or would you be rather like there's like 4 teeth and one's black and then one's broken and
I prefer my hands these days prefer nice, healthy, clean teeth. I tell my
Keeps
patient, I'm like,
it
please
easier.
floss. I don't want to keep working this much because there's plenty of work to do in a
Right.
dental office. There's
Right.
always stuff to do. The worst teeth were when did I see the worst teeth? When I was in the hospital, when I was a resident. Man, we saw some things. You see lots of weird, yucky,
Just neglect, or
yucky-
like I got
yeah,
hit
like
in the mouth and
I saw a prison fight. Had to wire a guy shut. He was shackled to his bed.
dang.
And I was like, can I help this man? Can y'all unhook him? Because it's a little bit intimidating. He got into a fight. He got his teeth knocked out. You
Yeah.
have to like wire them back together.
Mhm.
That was pretty gross because it stunk real bad. And we don't have our dental tools. So fishing in the dark. Yeah.
Ugh.
Mhm.
Oh, that that sounds terrible. Actually,
My dirtiest teeth days were during residency. Yeah.
Is it? I'm on the side from the chiropractic side. I like taking care of people who take good care of their spine. And I know there's some chiropractors, they love it when a person walks in with 3 herniated discs and all kinds of issues because it's like kind of exciting and there's a lot to do. And you see the person go from like can't move to being better. But I'm kind of on the other side where I just think like,
There's joy in that other
kinda-
stuff.
there,
that you
yeah,
like to
you
teach.
you feel like you really helped them because they couldn't move and now they can move.
Yeah.
But I'm more on the other side of just like, I love it when people just take good care of
Yep.
themselves. And that's it's pretty straightforward. You don't get the big, I couldn't walk and now I can walk
Like, it's a
again type
miracle.
of thing. Yeah. But I don't know.
Now, I thought of this invention. When we had Caitlin Smith on the show, she's a dentist out in Casey.
Yeah, I like Caitlin. She's
Why
cool.
in the dental world, why are we still doing this even with a toothbrush? Like, couldn't there be something like a mouthpiece where you just put it in, press a button, and then it just cleans everything, and
Like
then
a car wash for your
yes,
teeth.
yes,
There are things like that out there.
there are.
Yeah. You
Why are
haven't
we
seen
not?
them?
No,
They
why
make it
don't?
for kids. You just like shovel this thing and it's like because
Yes.
everybody's mouth shape is different.
So could
How do you get that to fit everybody?
we get in the customized game, Shivani? Me
Okay.
and you and Randy. We
Let's
started
do it.
I make my kids do that for sure.
With the
I know my youngest one fakes brushing her teeth.
oh for sure. You're like, is your brush even wet? Let me see.
It drives me crazy.
You just now she just wets it a little bit and sets it.
My oldest one will be like, Dad, Scarlett's faking her teeth brushing.
Then get her those disclosing tablets. Then you can
Those
totally
are, I know,
psych
but
her
I'm
out,
nervous
man.
about like, I don't know what chemicals are in that.
Yeah, I don't know. Dyes.
Is there? Yeah. See, yeah. And we don't,
Well, then just look at her teeth. If they look fuzzy, then you know.
yeah. Oh,
So you're saying we couldn't get a generic mouthpiece
Mhm.
that you could just automate,
I mean, you can.
and are they pretty good?
I wouldn't use it.
Really?
it could be like a foot massager. You know how the foot massagers close in on your
Yeah.
feet and then start rubbing? It would be the same thing. It would
Well,
be
Yeah.
a little
few
too
bristles.
big, put it in, and then just
Yeah.
close in.
I've actually got a hand massager. I got them for our girls at Christmas this year, and they're great. But like my hand is clearly not big enough, so I have to like really push it forward to get
Gotcha.
it to work. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be sweet.
I mean, you know what? I'm going to send you a link to one.
Yeah.
I want you to try
I'll
it.
be-
I
Yeah.
want to know about it. How you feel about it?
All right.
So what
I
about
like it.
hockey players? You probably don't see too many of them here.
no, but softball, baseball, basketball
Mhm.
injuries, like just shearing off tooth. In fact, Perry, one of his games, my sister's a physical therapist. I don't know if you know Shivani.
No.
So we were watching one of their games at Ridgeview when he was coaching here, and his dad was like, Patel, come here. And I'm like, oh, they're not calling me. I'm the dentist. They don't need me. They need the PT. Somebody hurt themselves. He's like, no. Dentist, Patel, Shivani, come here. And I was like, what happened? I have to go in this stinky, dirty, disgusting locker
Oh,
room.
yeah.
Oh, I was like, I'm going to die. This guy, he got like hit really hard. Mouthpiece fell out and a piece of his little tooth came off. I was like, oh,
Dang.
sorry, buddy.
Mhm.
So we got him in the office and fixed him up.
When that happens, what do you recommend because Randy has a story where his like teeth journey is insane. Number one.
Yeah?
And we might
Oh,
he might
wild.
need to like
Oh.
record it separately and put it on the show, like insert it
Share
in.
us your woes. Yeah.
Because so before he moved here, he got hit with a stick, knocked out a tooth, and so what he was told is pick it up and like put it back in. Is that
rinse
what
it
you
off.
do?
Yeah, we rinsed it off.
What'd you rinse it off with?
It's water.
Oof, that's the worst thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't. Someone else was telling me put
So-
it in milk, which I didn't know if that was real.
We talk about this. I'm in a really, really small specialized study club, and we talk about trauma a lot, especially in the springtime. This is when everybody's busting out teeth. You want to put it back as soon as possible.
Mhm.
The best is your spit. Like, honestly, like have the
Really?
child, like you just,
suck on it.
and then
Ew.
it sounds gross.
Makes sense.
Water's chlorinated. Water has all kinds of stuff in it. We don't want to put water on it. We want it to
Mm.
stay as basic as possible. There's this thing called Hank's Basic Solution that nurses are supposed to have at schools, but I guess where were you at?
So this was in Canada.
But then
It
when-
fell off. Yeah, like it fell off onto the ice. People were like skating on it, and I didn't know it was out. And then someone else
You
came
played
back.
hockey.
Yeah.
Oh,
So then I
man.
was like bleeding everywhere.
what
But
do
then
I
I felt it, and
do?
I was like, oh shoot, there's two missing. And then one of my teammates came back and was like, hey, I found one of them.
So you just like rinsed it off and put it back?
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
No.
Mm-hmm.
he had to
Might-
go on a journey to get it.
implants.
Well, it wasn't.
and
Yeah, like the way that I got
grafting.
it in can. So it's just a weird scenario in Canada, but it's a the healthcare system is public.
Yeah, so you had to
So
wait, right?
yeah, so I was like, all right, I can go to the it's 9:00 at night. I guess I can go to the hospital, see what they say. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, for a tooth, you're probably waiting 14 to 16 hours. Like, you're better off just to wait until a dentist opens in
In the
13
morning,
hours
yeah.
from now. And I'm like, well, what
So
am
what
I
do
going
you
to
do?
do until then? I'm not
Aw.
going to stay awake all night holding it in. And I know if I go to sleep, I'm going to swallow it.
Yeah.
So
No, you want to put it back if you can, and then go and see a dentist, and we'll splint it, and then we'll test the vitality and stuff. Yeah.
So we should keep it. Like bring it. Like
Put
say
it in the mouth. Put
what
it
if you-
back in the socket.
what if it was a lop and half sort of deal? So
Oh
you
no,
can't.
you can't use those little pieces. No.
So you just throw that thing
Well,
out.
bring it just so we can maybe use a mold and make you a tooth
Oh,
at
gotcha.
that same time. Yeah. But no, if it's a piece, you can't keep that.
yeah, I
People
mean, I
bring us
just
tooth
needed
pieces all the time. It's so funny. They're like, I saved my tooth, and I'm like, cool.
the tooth I'd been hit with a puck once and the tooth broke in half.
Yeah.
And then they put the white resin on it, and then I got hit again with a stick, and then part of it broke off, so they did the white resin, and then by the time I got hit, the stick came down, so the whole thing popped out. But
And
it
no
was
mouth
just
guard.
time. It was just time to get rid of it.
No mouth guard.
No,
Yeah.
it didn't.
Why?
Exactly.
You know what people say, like, why don't you wear a face guard? Why don't you wear a mouth guard? And I just had too much testosterone for that at the time.
But I don't get it. Like even now, they don't wear mouth guards playing basketball practice. Like how many elbows to the face do people get playing basketball?
Right.
Like bleachers, you're falling. I have tried to tell the local high schools around here, like, let me know. I can help you get guards. We can make this work. Put something in your mouth though, because those teeth are precious, man. And then the
Yeah.
schools have to pay some of that bill. And I'm like, all right, if that's what y'all
School
would rather.
does? Really?
Sometimes if it happens, in some scenarios, yeah.
We had them for concussion control in hockey. Well, until you're 18.
The face thing.
Well, you have to wear the mouth. It was called a shock doctor, and you had to wear the mouth guard because so many guys were getting hit. Their teeth were slamming together, and then they get a concussion.
Oh.
Yeah. I think everybody should wear a guard in sports, except for like tennis. I'm a tennis player. What are we going to wear a guard for?
I mean, we still have people not wearing helmets on their motorcycle.
Welcome to South Carolina.
There's people that don't wear a seatbelt.
Yeah, yeah.
There's people that don't even brush their teeth.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Blasphemy.
So I guess, are you of the thought that teeth are linked to organs? Because I've seen stuff in the holistic world where like this tooth goes to the liver, let's say. So if you have an issue with one of these teeth, they can like say you're going to have liver issues. You looked into any of that stuff?
Shiana and I have talked about that a little bit. I don't know
You got to get into
how
this.
to like,
Shivani.
I don't know how to get in it. I don't know.
I know. I don't know
I
who
don't
you
think
go
I'm
to.
that magical that I can say this guy means you're going to have this problem.
You're like, you
No.
got to work on your thyroid. But they've mapped it out, and their thought is like when we're just this clump of cells,
Yeah.
that we're all these parts are all near each other, and then they just kind of
It makes
go out.
sense.
Yeah.
I just don't know how. How
like
do I start?
reflexology and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if you were like, yeah, your heart's malfunctioning because of this tooth.
I think people would think I'm on
You
drugs.
better go get a
That-
prostate check because you're right incisor.
Are you having
I
sexual
think
dysfunction?
that's too much.
Because I'm seeing-
Too much power for a dentist to be able to diagnose all that. No
That
thanks.
would
I
be
don't want it.
wild.
But I'm sure surely there's something out there. People are finding this information. Like I just don't know. How do I dig into that?
That's what I always think too. And
Who do
every
you
time I
trust?
dive down there, I run into holes that I'm like, I can't get
I
past.
Gotta go.
The,
Gotta go.
the leaps that they make to go from one to another.
Yeah.
How to get out of here. What materials do you like to use most? Like, are you into the amalgam? Are you into the resin? Are you into
I
what
do
kind
not
of things?
have amalgam in my office.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love
I've
that.
never actually haven't used it in a really long time. It's just messy and it's brittle and it breaks. But our composites,
Dangerous.
yeah. Also, like with it, it's crazy when we take out amalgams in our patients. We use this little contraption that we put in the mouth first to catch it. And that thing comes out gray. It's so dirty.
Really?
But honestly, cutting on any tooth is kind of gross. So we use this dry shield contraption to help catch a lot of that. Yeah, I haven't used amalgams. I don't think in this location. I've been
How
there
about
since
gold?
2012. I like gold.
Yeah.
I like gold. It's so expensive.
Right.
We see some veterans from the VA hospital, and they're like, "Yeah, I want a gold tooth." And I got my lab bill, and I was like, "Shit, that's an expensive gold
Right.
tooth."
Really?
Right.
Yeah, because it's dependent on the cost of gold at the time.
So is gold a way of signaling that you have a lot of money if your teeth are gold? Is it a
Or that
show?
you
Is it like a
just-
watch? A nice watch?
I used to have. She took out my gold. I had 4
Oh
gold.
yeah,
She took them
I
out,
Oh.
forgot about
and
that.
I kept.
So it
them.
wasn't a
Yeah.
status thing. It was just they wanted to
I think
use
it was a thing used back in the day, and it's a
Yeah.
bunch of metals mixed together with the gold. It's not pure gold because it's
Okay.
just way too soft. Yeah, I use zirconia a lot. I love zirconia. It's like tough as metal, but pretty and white and nice.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, mine was like a botch job when I was like in 4th or 5th grade with metal caps, and then went to another dentist, and they were like, "This has to go and has to
Mhm.
use gold." And I always thought it was like a upsell to my mom, and my mom just didn't know. She's
It
like,
might have
"Yeah."
been. It
But
might
they,
have been.
but he didn't. He did do a nice job with them.
They were nice.
Yeah.
They're nice and gone now, though,
Yes.
which is sad. I
Well,
do
what
like
about a gold, like a wrapper gold grill?
That's disgusting. It is. I can't tell you. Like, I guess when I first started in practice, I don't know what the trend was in 2012, 2013, 2014. And people would come to me and I'm like, hey, what is going on with your teeth? Why they look like this? It almost looked like meth mouth or something. And I'm like, are you putting something in there? What are you wearing? They're like, yeah, I have this grill. And I looked in it and I was like, do you smell that thing? That's nasty. It's gross. I think if you do it properly with the jeweler and you get it like properly made with a lab and all that, sure. But who's paying that kind of money?
Well, did they? So they just.
I don't know. I'm someone. I'm thinking.
Do they just clip it in?
Wrappers.
Is that what it is? There's real teeth,
I
or
mean,
or
I
some of them like
guess.
they take the teeth and like insert it into them.
I think if you're doing it at the mall, it's just a pop it in and go situation.
I always thought they were real, but I'm just
No.
finding out
Well,
that it's
that's
just a
surely
clip.
expensive. Like,
I mean, y'all don't remember.
probably
Like
take 'em
Flavor Flav.
wow,
Flava
his
Flav?
might be clicking, but
Uh,
but I would say they do it almost like veneers.
yeah,
Could you make?
can.
You
I've
can
done
do it that
yeah.
way. Then
I've had
those
patients
are
that
real.
are like, I want a gold of like a facing crown on like a lateral incisor or a central incisor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen any people with mouth tattoos like in their lip?
Mm-hmm.
What's that like for you?
Again, back to my crazy hospital days. Yep, you pull the lip down, you have a 4-letter word, and I'm like, okay, cool.
No way.
I love that.
And they'll try. I'm like, doing my oral cancer screening, and I'm not gonna not say I saw it. I'm like, oh, cool. When did you get this tattoo?
Really nice.
And they're like, I don't want to talk about it.
How'd
Okay.
you choose this word? Oh.
What about tongue rings?
They tear up teeth. I had a patient this morning, and she's like, I chipped a tooth, a new patient. And I was like, and I said, I'm going to let you take a guess. Young girl, like in her 20s. Like, do you have any thought of how that happened? And she kind of just looked at me.
Oh
And I was
boy.
like, might be that tongue ring. And I ask people to turn it into like a softer, like a silicone or something else that's not a hard metal piece because people chew on them.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. So there's different types of tongue rings.
Yeah.
Some that are better for your teeth.
Well, it's softer. Yeah.
Because it'd be like having a piece of hard candy in your mouth.
Right.
all
That
the
makes
time.
sense. That makes sense to me. But I
Yeah.
always thought I never thought that it would be like a piece of plastic that you would put in there.
Yeah.
They have lots of options. Amazon. I went down a rabbit hole on that.
Really?
I mean, if I'm telling them to get plastic ones, how can I know that they actually exist? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
During Halloween, do you hand out candy?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I'm a human.
Holy cow. Just unbelievable.
Dude, we have a candy jar at the office.
I know. I've won.
And it's the good
What?
stuff.
But I thought you switched to chapsticks, which I was like, oh, that makes
We
more
got
sense.
chapstick
than
too.
Candy. So you go candy too.
We have a candy jar. The tooth. In fact, Shivani gave it to me when I first started the practice. She gave me this cool tooth jar, and you open it. Most people don't open it; they just think it's a prop. So
Right.
you open it, you got candy inside, and we have good stuff. My girls right now, they're like really into the good candy, so they want to make sure it's fresh. And yeah, I give people chocolate.
Randy can't get behind that.
No.
I wouldn't.
Well, I don't eat
Although
it. I don't eat it.
he
Yeah.
also hands out candy during Halloween though.
Yeah.
He gives last year's
I give
candy.
last year's candy.
That
Well,
his
my
girls-
my
Randy,
kids,
what is your address? We are not coming to your
my
house.
kids, my kids get their big bag, and then we give them a toy, and they give it all into us.
There.
But then we just save it, and then the next year we just put it out on our step.
Have you ever like opened it and see what it looks like a year later?
That's not. It's just all chemicals. I
Yeah, it's
think
gross.
it's fine.
No, I do hand out candy. I tell people, eat what you want. It's, your choice. Obviously, it's not the best to be eating Snickers every single day. I try to
Mhm.
educate. We
Right.
do a lot of diet counseling. A lot of that.
Really?
That's what because
Yeah.
I think a lot of the teeth battle is just diet.
What you're eating.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we have the candy there, and you can see people that are like, I shouldn't take this piece. I was like,
But give me 10.
because you're about to pay me a lot of money to do all these fillings.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I would imagine soda is really bad
Oh God, it is the worst.
and sweet
High
tea.
fructose corn syrup, anything.
Yeah. I told myself, y'all, this is wild. In high school, I had a bag of Doritos and a Mountain Dew every day for lunch.
Really?
Dang, yeah. I had Doritos all
And then
the
I
time.
saw the light and ate pizza every day for lunch and got fat. And I'm like, this is not going to work. Which way do I go? No, but and then I convinced myself one day soda is poison and you don't need it. And I
Right.
just completely cut. I don't even like it anymore. I
Wow.
don't
Cold
drink.
turkey.
Done.
Someone
Done.
said something.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
There
you know,
must be
donuts.
something.
I tell that to myself about donuts too. Like
Oh.
donuts are bad. Don't
Yeah.
eat them. It's not worth it. Yeah.
Wow.
But
It is,
then
it's
I
just so
still love
much-
sweets and I love things. But I try to do like more homemade stuff or more like very simple ingredient stuff. I spent an hour at Whole Foods yesterday, just kind of looking
Perusing.
around
Really?
and reading.
Did you find
Yeah.
anything that we should know about?
I got this bread. What is it called? I can't remember that. Base something. It's
Okay.
a $10 loaf of bread though. I was like, this might do some miracles. I
Made
had
with,
one
like,
today.
coconut
I had a
flour.
piece
Was it-
today.
was it
I made
good?
avocado toast with it
Yep.
today. I mean, I feeling good. I'm feeling good.
When you get into the healthy bread, there's the $5 one that's healthier, but it
tastes like
tastes
cardboard.
terrible. And then there's the $10 one that's healthier, but it tastes
This
decent.
one was really good. It was really good. So I'm
Okay.
gonna kind of play on that and then maybe just make my own version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of all the extra fluff in our food. I actually can't stand it, honestly. Shiana and I were talking. I went to Iceland after our wedding for our honeymoon, and
Yeah.
I was like, man, I ate bread, I drank wine, I drank their water. I ate and drank and had a good time, and I felt amazing.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Right.
something's wrong.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
I started realizing like their butter is better than ours. Their yogurts are better than ours. So I was talking to Shiana one day. I don't know when I ran into her afterwards. And she goes, we're a third world country with good, sorry, what did you say? We're a third world country with good marketing and money.
Right.
I was like, that's the truth.
Mhm.
So like,
spot
but
on.
like reeling it back in to eat that kind of food. Like I bought some Icelandic yogurt yesterday from Whole Foods, but it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's easy to
agree.
be unhealthy and cheap to be unhealthy, which I'm not a fan of, but
Well, and I think
Yeah.
that's
it's hard.
that's the battle. I mean, that's the battle we're up against is
Yeah.
even looking for real food. Like we just try to
What
teach
is
patients.
real
I
food?
know. And now like Bill Gates is getting involved with like injecting or putting a film on top of it, and it's like now we got to look at
No.
all that stuff.
We want real food. I used to go to India when my
Right.
grandmother was alive. I went every year, and man, I ate the fruits, I ate the vegetables. It was just so
Right.
good. And I come back here, and I'm like, this pear kind of tastes like shit.
Yes.
Mhm. I was just saying, we went to Greece last year, and it was the same thing. You
Yeah.
eat and feel great afterwards, and then you come back here, and even if you're trying to eat healthy, it's
Yeah.
still not great.
It's not. And the most progressive country, and our food is terrible.
Mhm.
It's a
Yeah.
tough conundrum. So I've
Yeah.
started growing stuff. My friend Chris, I actually texted him yesterday, what are we growing this year? Yeah.
It's nice.
Like
Yeah.
a garden.
What a
type
good
thing.
friend.
Yeah.
I need a
Well,
friend like Chris.
He needed space, and I have a backyard, but he has a backyard too now. So I'm fighting with his backyard because I want some stuff too.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you guys are neighbors?
No,
you're
he
not.
moved closer to me. He's like 5 minutes away. He's my best friend, Chris. He actually gave the world's best wedding speech at our wedding. It was
Really?
amazing. Yeah, I
Nice.
need to share it. It was a good one.
Let's talk wedding because
Let's talk
Indian
wedding.
weddings are wild.
Woo!
Yours looked unbelievable.
It was good.
Walk us through that. Was it a multi-day deal?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff that we do.
Give us the bullet point fast version of it. So you
Okay.
like planning that number one.
Yeah.
That's got to require a special team.
It's another part-time, actually another full-time job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, my mom passed away 2 years ago.
Right.
So doing it without her was really, really
Sure.
hard. I actually didn't want to have a wedding. Then my aunt came down and she was like, if she was here, would you do a wedding? And I was like, duh. And she goes, okay, well, let's include her. And so my
Right.
aunt helped me a ton. But there's like a lot of like religious factors behind it and then cultural things. And
Right.
we split it up. I did my henna on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we did a small something at my dad's house in Sumter. And then Friday we did the welcome, big hoopla,
Yes.
everybody dressed up. And it was great because we told all of our American friends, we're like, listen, wear Indian clothes, embrace yourself in the culture. And some of them were like, is that appropriate? I was like, yes, this is the only time it's
Right.
appropriate. Don't wear our clothes for Halloween. Wear them at an Indian wedding. Like this is the time. Yeah.
as an Indian.
Well, I mean, people are wild out there.
Right.
But yeah, and they understood the assignment. In fact, one of the clothing shops that we had suggested people go to, he was like, pretend like this is an Indian frat party. So, I mean, the colors, it was beautiful.
Right.
My family was floored. They were like, are you kidding me? Every single one of your American friends, your non-Indian friends, wore Indian clothes. It was awesome.
I was in a like Pakistani wedding, which
Yeah.
I think is similar.
Pretty
clothing.
similar. Yep,
Yeah.
we're neighbors.
So, and what's it called? What's the like one piece? It's almost like a onesie.
Like a
for
lenga.
guys.
Lenga, yeah.
You
No,
don't have to
lenga's
really
girls. What is it? Kurti or kurta? something like that. There's
I don't
different
know.
lingos in everyone. Yeah.
I ordered it special because I was in the wedding and we had to do a dance and the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I still pull it out to this day and just throw it on and walk around the house or take it
Wear
to.
it to a gala. I wear Indian clothes to galas
Really?
now because I'm like, look, I got jewelry. I got all this stuff after I
Well,
got married.
Wouldn't
Heck
it be
yeah.
weird if I showed up in a full like Indian outfit? Is that inappropriate? Like I don't know what's
I
appropriate.
don't think it's inappropriate. I think as
Okay.
long as you knew what you were wearing.
I need like Shivani to sign off on like just
It's
in
allowed.
case.
Don't worry, I'm
Yeah,
allowed to wear
hey.
No,
this.
I think you
gotta
can. I think you
approve
can.
it.
I actually just had a dental school friend that sent me a picture of him and his wife this weekend. They went to an Indian wedding and they were looked so good. His wife
Yeah.
dressed up and she wore it perfectly.
Yeah, and they're comfortable. That's
yeah.
the thing.
The boy stuff is
The
comfortable.
boy stuff, yeah.
Dude, my wedding outfit was like 40 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then the jewelry was so heavy, like 20 more pounds. And I was like, this is why I work out.
So when is the official like you're actually married? Day one?
That
of the
was Saturday
ceremony?
morning.
Okay,
The
so
last day. Saturday morning was the wedding. And then we took it's a trend in the Indian world in America that we have the wedding in the morning and then you do like a 3-hour siesta
party or
or like chill
Nap.
time,
Oh,
nap.
nap.
Some people choose to continue drinking throughout the day. I don't know. And then we had a reception at night.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Was it nice you didn't have to change your last name?
I wasn't going to, man. You know what it's like? You own a business. Your
Right.
name is everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. But it was good that like I didn't have to fight Jay and tell him, hey, sir, I'm not changing my last name.
Was that a factor? Did you specifically look for someone with the same last name?
Oh no,
Didn't
no.
even
Getting
cross your
married
mind?
later in life, I was like, listen, this is just what it is.
This
like,
is how it's gonna work.
if you need me to change your last name, then you go and stand in line and change all my name at all these
Right.
places. I don't have
Right.
It's a
time
big
for that.
thing.
In India, would you like is that a thing where you change the last names or does it stay?
So it's actually Gujarat. A lot of us were named Patel in that certain region of
Right.
Gujarat. So to figure out whose family you belong to when you're all Patels, my middle name is my dad's first name. And my
Oh.
brother's middle name and my sister. So all three of our middle names are my dad's first name. And when my mom got married, she took his first name as her middle name. So technically, when I get married, I'm supposed to take Jay's first name as my middle name.
But you're not doing
Oh,
that.
that makes sense.
Who's doing all that paperwork to change
It's
a
a
middle
lot.
name?
That's a lot.
Not me.
Yeah. Yep. Very
That's-
nice.
So do you want to talk about the dating world pre-marriage?
Sure.
What was it
Yeah.
like being a professional? Because I'm assuming you probably were a little intimidating to some guys
Yeah.
in your
It
20s.
was wild, honestly, and actually like a little mind blowing, and to the point to where I just stopped telling people what I did.
Yeah.
Because it's like, ooh, sugar mama. And I'm like, sit down. Seriously, buy me dinner. Calm down.
Someone called you a sugar mama.
And I'm like, this is date number 1. And I think I got to go. I got a headache.
Right. They're like offering to pay and then they're like, hang on,
Wait a minute.
pull their wallet back.
No, it was hard because of course, like once you're established, you're like, okay, I got to find somebody that's at least at this level.
Yeah.
But you know,
And you're busy all the time, right? You're
Yeah,
working,
yeah.
you owning a business.
definitely
When did you
busy.
plan dates? Like Thursday nights, Friday nights?
Yeah, I typically did first dates. And this is so funny. I typically do first dates Thursday nights because it's like, oh, gotta go. Y'all, I got set up by one of my girlfriends when I was living at Vista Commons downtown. And she was like, hey, meet this guy. He lives in your apartment complex. You should definitely meet him. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And this is like a trusted friend of mine. Like I've known
Right.
her since day one of college, my college roommate. So I walked out, like he's texting me and just trying to figure out, and me, I love to eat. So like everything I do, I need to eat. Like
Mhm.
just keep me happy, feed me, right? So I walk down the stairs and I look over and it's like this giant white pickup truck. And I was like, okay. And then I opened the door and he is like this close to the steering wheel. And I was like, oh God, we've got somebody super uptight here. I don't know about this. So then we go to,
Wait, I don't understand the steering. Why was he so close to the
I
steering
don't
wheel?
know.
Oh,
I
he
have
was
no
being
idea.
weird?
Was he a small guy? He was small,
He's
right?
kind of small, but not like to where you should be.
Give yourself a little room.
Chill out, man. So we went, and I always try to do like a happy hour ish just in case there needs to be an exit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we went to Pearl's, and I think he was like, I already ate. So I was like, well, I'm gonna eat, dude. Like, she got off work. I'm hungry. So I eat, and then he was like, well, let's go to somewhere. And I was like, okay. And I was kind of thinking I needed to exit anyways. Well, we go to like World of Beer or something, like walk over. Then he starts asking me, have you ever cheated on people? And I was like, what? He goes, do you cheat like on people? I was like, well, no, I actually haven't. He goes, well, I don't believe you. Huh? Like, I was like, wait, he goes, no, every human cheats. And I was like, I think I need to switch my laundry over. I
What?
got to go back home. And I left. I was like, dude, this is
That is
wild.
weird. And then you
Yeah.
live in the same building as this guy.
Yeah. So I was like,
Oh my goodness.
Don't go check the mail. Look out the
What'd you
blinds.
say to your friend after that?
I called her. I was like, girl,
bad.
Nicole. Her name is Nicole. I was like, Nicole, no, ma'am. Let's not do that again. But I try to do like blind meetups in like social settings, like at breweries and things like that. Yeah.
Did you creep on him on Instagram beforehand? Like any photos or
well,
anything?
this was circa 2013.
Early.
So there wasn't a whole lot to
Not a
creep
lot of
on, you know?
creeping.
Yeah. And I remember
Yeah.
your friend, your
Right.
friend, you would trust him. She goes, lapse in judgment. My bad, girl. No, as well. But Jay and I actually went out in 2017.
Yeah, how'd you guys meet?
We
Let's go
met-
through that story.
He reached out on Facebook and was like, hey, we have mutual friends, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, he just like slid right into the Facebook DMs
like
before
that.
the DMs were cool.
Yeah.
And I knew about him. Like somebody told me about him. And at that point, I think I'd gone out on like 2 or 3 first dates just to kind of see what's out there. And then I thought, I just bought a practice. I'm so poor. I have no money. I have no time. And then I was just like, no, I'm done. And then he reached out and I was like, all right, fine. So I'll go. I met him before a kickball game because then I was just like really structuring my like meetups, initial meetups, like on the way to something. That way we can just see each other, see if we want to continue. So we went out and he is a Clemson alumni. And that just, yeah.
Wow.
And it was like, I
House
think
divided.
nearing the fall and he was like talking shit. And I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'll call you later. Like, I don't have room for this kind of negative energy in my life. And then and he was really busy with work and whatever. So we separated a little bit. Well, actually, we just stopped talking. It just kind of fizzled. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
who ghosted who. We'll see. I don't know. I have to go back and check.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So then in 2020, he reached back out on Instagram.
Nice.
I was like, and it was so funny because I laughed at him and I was like, haha, you have my number. Like, why did you DM me? So then we went out and it was nice. And like, we just kept talking. And then here we are, married six months today. Thanks for the reminder.
Yes.
And 6 months today?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big day.
So
Yeah.
what does your house look like? Because you're the Gamecock Tooth
Tooth
Doc
Doc,
is your
yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
handle. And then he's into Clemson.
Uh,
What's your house
Is
look
there
like?
any orange in the house? Like, what section of your house are you allowing orange? Just his closet?
in his closet.
Okay.
He did. So he moved into my house too because I have like a bigger backyard and all that stuff. And I'd been in my house for a while. So he
Yeah.
moved in and he was like, where's my place up in here? Girl, you got stuff everywhere. Because I decorated and everything.
Right.
So every now and then I'll see like a little something and I'm like, what the hell is this? In my front room, I've got like a Don Staley basketball, signed basketball, and a Shane Beamer basketball. And I've got a little Atlanta Braves thing. And I looked over and he has a little Clemson thing, but it wasn't orange. And I was like, see, he knows how to make me not put stuff in
Kind
front of
blunt.
his
He
stuff.
snuck it in there.
Wow.
So no, not much orange. I did allow a Tervis tumbler in the
Oh,
cabinet. Yeah. And it's there. Like, I don't love it, but
Yeah.
he uses it. It makes him happy.
Yeah, good.
Sometimes, you know,
Got to
Give him a
marriage
little
is about
something.
compromise
Give
a
him a
little
little
bit.
something.
it is.
Tell us a day in the life of Shivani Patel. Like, I know you have a gym regimen.
Oh,
You-
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get into some of that.
Day in the life. Wake up, 20 minutes to get out the door.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Hurry up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't curl my hair in the morning. I don't do anything. Pull it back in. I call it a founding father's low bun.
The George Washington look.
Yep. Get to work all day, work through lunch, get off of work. And then I work out at Temple. I love Temple. You guys have to come. You
I've
guys
heard
work
it's
out,
good,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Come
wanna
work
go there.
out. Liz owns it. She is the bomb. She's just so good. She's really, really good. So work out, get home, go through the pantry for a quick little ravenous snack to calm my nerves, and
Yeah.
then cook dinner.
So you're up
Yeah.
early,
Like 6:30, yeah.
6:30 a.m.
Mhm.
And then your hours are just Monday through Thursday,
Patient care, yeah.
patient care.
Friday's the weirdest day for me because it's funny. I used to take it personally. I'm like, people are like, you don't even work on Fridays. And I'm like, mind your own business. I used to chill when I was an associate dentist, y'all. Fridays were great. I'd just wake up, turn on the
Right.
Today Show, chilling. When you own a business, there's no day off.
No,
Mhm.
that's exactly it.
But I do treat myself on Fridays. I work out in the morning at 8 o'clock and then I do work stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's different ways of looking at your day. Which
Yep.
do you know who Alex Hormozy is? He's kind of like a business influencer guy now. He kind of came hot on the scene, but he just talks about you get up, you get ready as fast as you can, and
Yeah,
then just
go.
start working.
Just go.
So I've been doing that more lately too, and you do get
you like
way
it?
more. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm way more productive
Yeah.
because there's no time to
To lollygag.
get yourself
Like,
ready
no.
and decide what you're gonna eat and
Mm-mm.
have a slow breakfast and
No.
get caught. It's like I'm like spilling coffee on myself as I'm like
get
grabbing
out the
things.
door.
But you gain an extra hour, probably,
But you're not
or
wasting
2 hours.
time hemming
Right.
and hawing. I also eat the exact same thing for breakfast every day, the exact same thing for lunch every day.
Really?
I actually listened to a Nick Saban podcast, and he said he wears the same thing and eats the same thing because he has to make too many
Saves
decisions.
you, yeah.
And I mean, decision fatigue is real.
Yeah.
Like I
Yep.
get that.
I
So
like
I
that.
just don't have to think about it. Like I know I've got a little salad in the fridge, and my girls call it a hot girl salad. Have y'all heard of that?
No.
Like these little pre-made salads that people make.
No,
Apparently they're
but
called
it's
hot
funny.
girl salads.
Megan started making pre-made salads.
Hot girl salad.
girl
Go home and tell her
salad.
that. Hey
Yeah,
girl, I
well,
like your hot girl salad.
I know about Hot Girl Summer.
Well, apparently there's
you know
hot
what
girl
that is?
walkies and hot girl salads, and I mean, hot girls are
Right.
here.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I've phased out of that generation, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Now, what's your stance on braces or like hard palate expanders or any of that kind of world?
There's
you like that?
place for all of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had braces.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. You have great teeth. For people
Thanks.
who can't
I
see,
should.
for people that are listening, you should show your teeth.
I always tell people, don't go to a dentist with bad teeth.
Right.
Why
Correct.
would you? That is crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, I had braces. I was going to do the trays because I was single at the time when I had
Well, yeah,
braces.
when
I was
did
like,
you
I'm
do the
never going to
brace?
get a guy if I get braces. Did them as an adult because we couldn't afford them as kids. I think I was 29. And I told my orthodontist, I was like, I'm going to Vegas when I turn 30. I need these to not be in my
Right.
mouth. Not a good look at the Hard Rock pool with mouth full of braces. So yeah, I had braces. I didn't do the trays because I know me. If it hurts,
Right.
bye. I'm taking it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So you did the metal.
Hmm. Well,
That's
they
not-
were ceramic at the top. So they were like mostly see-through.
Oh, that's nice.
Fancy.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
metal when I was like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Maybe, 8th grade.
I remember when they started coming out with the little color pieces that you could put in the metal. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
You're like, I want colors.
the rubber band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And then I had a question about x-rays. So
Mhm.
so I like x-rays, especially in the chiropractic world.
Yeah.
How often do you recommend that? And would you kick somebody out if they were like, hey, I don't want x-rays?
That's a hard one. And I know you guys probably get this too. Like, people don't want radiation.
Right.
Well, we're all digital now. And like, you get more radiation out of eating a banana than 1 or 2 films that we take. So I just tried to educate people like, hey, if I can't see it, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, we have an extra refusal letter. I'm like, please just sign this in case you go.
Protects you.
Yeah, because in case they go somewhere and their dentist is like, oh man, you have 5 cavities. Well, why didn't my last dentist tell me? Well, I couldn't see it.
Right.
Right.
I couldn't see
Yeah,
it.
I like that.
I like it for diagnostics. We just got a new cone beam CT scanner. It is
Sweet.
wicked. Yeah. So if
What
anybody
i-
has like a cracked tooth or like, hey, I just have this tooth pain that I can't figure out, it is a 3D image. I can see up and down,
Wow.
lateral, everywhere.
That's
it's
pretty
awesome.
sweet.
That's a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I know that one. What was he, a periodontist?
Yeah.
Mhm.
When he had it too, and it
Yep.
was a big. I remember like people talking about
Yeah.
it. So you must be only maybe one of 2 or 3 people in Columbia with it.
No, more people are having those.
Oh, are
now.
they?
Yeah. Actually, out of a lot of my friends group, I'm one of the last ones.
Are you?
Yeah, they're so expensive.
They
Yeah,
are
They're
expensive.
really expensive.
One day I want to have an MRI scanner in our clinic
Yeah.
for herniated discs and
Yeah.
arthritis. They're just so big and clunky right
yeah, I
now.
was gonna say.
But I think they'll get smaller as time
Surely,
goes on.
yeah. But imaging is also becoming so much safer. Like now, there's this whole thing about the lead apron and the cone beam scanners. They're like, it's actually not needed
Mhm.
because the amount of radiation that is now with digital. So that's the whole thing of like telling patients, hey, you actually don't need this, but if you want it, we can still put it on you. But the lead, we
Yes.
use the lead apron as a weighted blanket for our patients. It's really comforting for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
So
guys
yeah, X-rays are good.
do you guys so is that the new cool thing in the dental world, or what is the like is there anything up and coming that the average Joe should be keeping their eyes peeled for?
I think as a patient, you want to make sure there's some technology. I think if they're processing their films in a machine, maybe that dentist is 100.
Like it has still like has a dark room.
yeah. But also like the intraoral scanners for crowns and stuff. I think we might have had to do yours the original way. Did we use a scanner or we use the
I
Goop?
don't know. I don't know.
I don't remember either.
Might have been Goop.
Yeah, we upgraded in 2021 to a scanner.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
about the right
What,
time.
and what does the scanner do?
It just takes pictures of your teeth and it sends it over to the lab, so we don't have to do the goopy impression crap. Yeah,
So awesome.
yeah.
yeah,
So you're not picking out of your mustache.
right.
I hate it when guys come in. I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry. You're about to get real messy.
And you can taste it for hours afterwards.
like that weird fake mint flavor.
Mhm.
Do you do root canals?
I do not.
What are your thoughts on root canals in general? Because I've seen some like health concern
Yeah,
stuff
it's
with that.
it's interesting. Like I had to get a root canal. I've cracked a tooth, and my tooth was really hurting a lot. So it's tricky because teeth that are infected, you want to remove that material and
Right.
the dead tissue and stuff. You want to get all that out and get the infection out. and you fill it in with the biocompatible material. Well, there have been some connections because once you take the vital tissue out, you get anaerobic bacteria, which
Right.
stinks. I can cut on a tooth, and I mean, most of the time I
Smell
know
it.
what I'm cutting into, but like, I'm like, oh yeah, this was an endo tooth. You can smell it.
Dang.
I think if it's contained, I don't really see anything wrong with it. But like if you're walking around with a cracked tooth that had a root canal that just like you're tasting and breathing
Yeah.
and like, ugh, like you can swallow all that. Like, I don't think that's great. I think things should be sealed.
Do you enjoy like the cutting, like the blood and guts of teeth? It's like I can't like the sawing into a tooth just feels like it's
We don't saw, man. Come on.
What- what is it?
We're
Because it's
gently drilling into the tooth.
all right. It feels like just a blade just
Yeah.
It is.
I think
mean,
it seems
it's
like
a
sawing.
tiny Dremel.
yeah.
Yeah, with lots of
Ugh.
water. Yeah, but we use the dry shield thing. So most
And-
patients, I'm like, you won't taste or hear or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like like when you were in school? Did you like that? Was that enjoyable?
Was anything in school enjoyable? I'm like going back to like trauma of like 3-hour fillings. No, I think I do because I like making
Really?
things pretty. Like I like when they
You
we should
like-
come
yeah,
in like
yeah.
it's ew and gross and broken.
Mhm.
I'm like, ooh, now look, we'll take pictures. I'm such a nerd. I'm telling you. I think it's really cool.
You like
That-
you
yeah,
read
that's
all
cool.
you like reading all the literature and stuff like that? that comes
yeah,
out?
try
You
to stay up
do.
to date. Try to stay up. There's a lot. There's a lot out there. Try to stay up to date.
Right.
So I had my wisdom teeth taken out while I was still awake.
Mm.
Why?
How?
I think I read something that you only want to be able to get put under a certain number of times in your life. Like there's some sort of, I don't know what it is, some sort of
It has to
trauma
be
to
safe.
being
It has
put
to be
under.
safe, yeah.
So I was like, well, I don't want to waste it on my wisdom teeth. I was probably 19.
Out of my 5 tries, I
I
don't
was-
want to go.
yeah.
There's gonna be there's gonna be
I'm
4
gonna have way
others.
more for sure. That they're gonna need it more than my wisdom teeth. But it was and I wanted to drive home afterwards. I mean, I played hockey, so I always had like
You, like,
broken
didn't care,
bones and
yeah.
stuff. So my mom was like, and I had 2 younger brothers. So my mom was like, just do like if you're gonna get hurt, do things that you can like take yourself to the hospital and bring yourself home.
I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, and I just wanted to stay awake. I was like, can I stay awake? He's like, I've never really done that before, and I'm like, well, I just want to stay awake. And he was like, all right, no problem.
Did they go after it with like the mallet and chisel and have to cut it in
he was
half
like
and...
yanking and
Yeah.
pulling and drawing. I mean, it was wild.
So your body is going to release so many catecholamines to try to calm you down and kind of
Mm.
soothe you during that. That like, I mean, we use Versed, fentanyl, sometimes propofol, very dangerous drugs if not used properly.
Mhm.
I did sedations in the hospital and it was great because patients we'd be finished and they'd be like, "When are you starting?" And we're like, "Time to go."
Yeah,
That's not.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I was. I mean, I was totally numb. It didn't hurt.
That's
I
good.
liked it.
And that's another thing is because you can tolerate that. Like you were able to be like, hey, do what you need to do. It's
Right.
not going to freak me out. I
Right.
think that's fine. I
Yeah.
tell my patients, you don't have to be sedated, but if you think for the safety of yourself and others.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get bit, right?
Right. But also there's so much sharp stuff that like if a patient starts flailing around, like
Oh,
you can
yeah.
rip a cheek open.
Right.
Good point.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Good for you. You were tough.
I know. I kind of wore it like a badge of honor for a
You
little
should
while.
have one.
But I swell up so I just have like I'm a person that like swells up. Like when I was playing
Oh,
hockey,
so
if
you're
I would
like-
get in a fight, like I would swell up. So I was maybe if I don't go under, it'll help my swelling.
Probably not.
And it didn't. It
Probably
was
not.
terrible.
It was
for
probably
weeks.
worse.
Oh, it was so bad.
Now, what about the whiteners? What's your go-to whitener?
I use a Zoom whitening pen. I used to have the trays to use the whitening gel, but
Yeah.
I'm just not compliant.
And that's just you just scrape it on, or what? How does
Well,
it work?
the trays, you fill it in a tray and you wear it, but the Zoom pen, you just paint it on.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so
And
like
it's got
that's what.
desensitizer in it.
Have you seen these snow?
Yeah. Have
So
you
I-
used it?
Yeah, I did it.
Let me see your teeth. They're white. Yeah, okay.
They're okay. Like it hit a threshold where I was like, I think it stopped. But you put in this blue mouthpiece and the whole nine. Like, does this do anything?
The light?
Yes.
No.
It just kind of just looks cool.
I mean, some people say it warms it. Well, your body temperature is warm.
Right. I didn't
That's
know if
not
there was
warming
something
you.
specialized in the.
No, sometimes they say with our composites and stuff, you have to light cure them for them to set. But like
Right.
for whitening gel, I still even ask the Zoom people, I'm like, what's the point of this? And they're like, you need the heat or you need the light or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
'Cause it's-
have the light in the office.
It's like the
And
same
we
thing.
connect
is it?
patients to it when they do Zoom whitening because I feel
Yeah.
like in your head, you're like, you're not whitening my teeth if you don't put the light on it.
Right.
The light's not doing it. It's the gel we put on your teeth.
So the blue light is basically just there to look cool, essentially.
My personal opinion, I think so. Like if I had it my way, I wouldn't have bought the giant light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Save a
Yeah.
grand, you know.
Yeah, nice. And then my last question, and I asked Caitlin this as well, just on the dental thing, you hear those commercials. Like, have you ever been one of the 10 dentists that they interview on like 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this product?
No,
Like
man.
we were talking like
who's the 10?
who are
Who gets
they?
picked?
Right.
I don't know.
There aren't any.
It's
I think
probably
they
an
make it up.
email campaign, and they're like, "Oh, let me pick the first 10 responses."
Right.
Yeah.
And then you just I always figured that was it.
It's the Sensodyne commercial.
Yes.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Colgate
dentists.
did it for a long time.
It's
too.
always 9 out of 10.
1 out of 8.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, 9 out of 10 sounds good.
Does
Sounds
sound
That's
better.
very
sounds
convincing.
positive. Sounds like an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just always like, I want to interview that 10th guy or girl.
I don't know.
I'm like, what
when I find them, I'll send them to you.
what don't
It might
they
be
like?
me. I don't know.
You're just not filling out the survey. Oh, wait, I got one more.
Yeah.
I want you to rank body parts in most important to least important. Okay.
Wow.
So brain, spinal cord, teeth, tongue, thumb, and vertebrae. It's a lot.
Holy
Most
cow.
important. So
You didn't put heart in there?
nope, I don't.
Okay.
We're not alive.
No, heart's not in there.
Don't worry
We're
about
not
heart.
alive during this.
Brain, spinal cord, teeth, tongue, thumb, vertebrae.
I would put spinal cord and vertebrae together
Okay.
in whatever category you put them in.
So we'll combine those.
I
What are you putting as one?
brain.
Okay, good. I'm following so far.
Brain.
Then you got spinal cord and vertebrae together, teeth, thumb, tongue.
I would say spinal cord and vertebrae next. So you
Love
can like
that.
move.
Yep, good.
Teeth, thumb, or tongue. What a strange
I know. I just kind of it was a little rant. I was on the T train there.
teeth. Well,
Like you.
what good
so
are your
here's
teeth
what
if
I
you don't
think.
have a tongue?
That's what I'm
Because
thinking.
you can't swallow.
Like if you're getting rid of some stuff, what do you like?
And what on earth do you need a thumb for if you can't even eat?
I know thumbs important.
It is important, but you can accommodate people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't have thumbs. You
Yeah.
can figure it out, button and stuff. So I think thumb would be last.
thumb last,
Yeah.
and then so teeth then second to last.
Yeah.
Here's what's wild. This is why I thought about this. Is that we are like dentists have done a nice job in the preventative space that
Yeah.
we take care of out of all those the most. We take care of the teeth.
Yeah, that's true.
And why is that?
Because you have 32.
Yeah.
32
you
options
see
to
it,
go
like,
wrong.
Well, it's like you see them, but when you think
Uh-huh.
of like the brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves, like that, the whole system in the chiropractic world, we're like, that to me
Mhm.
is more important than teeth.
That's
and everybody
fair.
agrees
You
with
know
that.
why? Because you can't see them.
I
They're
know.
inside.
I agree.
They're inside. But tongue, I mean, we do oral cancer screenings. We check and test tongues all the time, like tongue tie,
You want the tongue,
airway.
yeah.
Yeah. I think you can put those two kind of together. 'Cause we
Right.
check those together.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
you can't see your spine.
It's like one of those things like you can rip out all your teeth, right? And still be perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Like
You
if
see soft foods, get
that-
dentures.
that's why I almost might put teeth behind thumb. Like I might get rid of my teeth before my thumb.
Where
Because
do
I
you
would-
feel like you need your thumb in your life that
Well,
you're like
just,
I
like,
can't go
grabbing
without
stuff.
this guy. You have other fingers.
Texting. Well, I'm thinking
Little T-Rex hands.
I'm thinking I would
Tom.
just throw in like dentures or something.
You can also put dentures in with other fingers.
All right.
Interesting question. Nice.
Now, all right. So, how do people find you? What do you like to do in Colombia for fun? Because I swear, every time I'm on Instagram and I like find somebody new and cool, and I'm like, oh, that Shivani Patel follows him. You're like all over.
I agree. You're
Really?
everywhere.
And not only that, you like, yes. Do you
I
know-
love Colombia.
Yeah.
I love Colombia.
So do I.
I also love to eat good food. And I'm really glad we started bringing food down here. I used to visit my brother when they lived in DC, and I'm like, man, this food is great. And then people would be like, I wish we had that here. And I'm like, hey guys, we kind of do have decent food
Right.
here. I just like fun stuff, adventure, new stuff.
But
and I
you
also
find the
love to
newest
support-
stuff in Colombia
Oh
quick.
yeah. Yeah. I'm like on these like little newsletters, and it's funny. Jay cracks me up. Like something will come out on say February 1 and maybe
Yeah.
like March 14th. He's like, hey, did you see this? And I'm like, dude, yeah, man. Like it's old. I try to stay up because I want to know what's going on. I want to know the new things, but I also
Right.
want to support the local community. Like
Yeah.
I love when local people do cool things in our area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. And then
So,
how do people
Yeah.
find
How do
you?
people? Yeah. If
What's the
someone
best-
wants to come and see
Should
you,
they
Oh, yeah.
tell us where your clinic is, all that
Office
stuff.
is a minute from here.
Mhm.
121 Wildwood Park Drive off of Two Notch Road near Sandhills.
Yep.
Our website is www.32dentalsc.com, and our Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. We've had patients finding us on TikTok, y'all.
Really?
We're kind
Really?
of cool.
Are you doing dances on there?
Sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah. We haven't done one in a year, but we've had 2 patients in the past 2 weeks that have told us they found us on TikTok. So we're at
Wow.
32 Dental SC. Yep. Good
Sweet.
stuff. If y'all have a TikTok y'all want to do together, let's do it.
Yeah.
This is a great
Sweet.
building. Let's do it here.
All right. All right. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks guys.
We're here for the health of it.
For the health of it.